So like I just said, since it was 2017, I think the last time that you were on.
Yeah, I think so. It was a while ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
With the amount of stuff that's happened within those couple of years there.
Yeah.
But thank you again for coming on, Dan. I really do appreciate you coming back on.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
And giving me some of your time.
Yeah.
I've had some of your buddies on recently.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Did you get everybody?
Except John.
Yeah, he's elusive.
Yeah. I'll hopefully get him on, coordinate something with him. I'm looking for Bridget though. That's the next one.
Oh, she's around. She's a sweetheart too.
Oh,
so.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw her at the Sade Gallery kind of recently. I was like, man, I mean, just the amount of stuff that she has done and is doing now is just incredible.
Oh, her new band too. Any incarnation of the band she's been playing with lately they're amazing. Really great live. Really, really impressive stuff.
Yeah, just amazing. It's the Mothers of Invention, right? That's what the new incarnation of it.
It's the Bridget Dawson and the Mothers Network, I believe it's called.
I was close.
Yeah.
But did you just play a show last night as well?
Yeah, we just got done doing 3 shows. Hopefully I'm getting tested in a couple of days. Hopefully everything's good. They came at a pretty hectic time in LA, but we rolled the dice.
Right. Were you ready for it though?
Yeah.
I saw that Beck was there the other night.
Apparently he brought Brad Pitt as well. I met Beck before, but I didn't get to meet Brad Pitt. Unfortunately, I would have liked that. I'm kind of a Pitt head, so. Yeah.
Is it the first time that you've known that somebody was in the audience later on after the fact, like somebody crazy like that, a celebrity?
No, this happens a lot. There was this time where I can't remember the guy's fucking name. Pedro Pascal, I think his name is. He was in like Game of Thrones and Narcos and stuff. I really like him. And we played, I think, in London, and someone like sent me like a story that he had posted of us playing. I was like, what? Like, you should have fucking come and said hello. I would have loved to have met him.
Yeah, that's so odd. Even being in the audience, like, it's fucking whoever the fuck it is, Yeah. It's an odd thing. It's like, I just don't equate. I don't know why I don't equate like actors to listening to music. I mean, they do obviously, but
yeah, especially our music. Weird.
I was once at believe in All Allah's show, and I heard some Margot Robbie's here. I was like, what? Margot Robbie?
Ooh.
It's like, whoo, yeah. Would have loved to seen her.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. That's the most factual thing that's been said on this podcast. But listen, if you weren't in the OCs right now, what would you be doing?
Oh, probably working at a fucking pizza place or something like that. Yeah, I don't have any skills other than playing drums.
Did you?
Not very smart either. So yeah.
But you went to college in Oregon, right?
No, I went to college in San Francisco.
Oh, okay, San Francisco.
Yeah, at the San Francisco Art Institute, SFAI.
What was your major?
Like kind of a bullshit conceptual art major called New Genres. Yeah, a lot of talking about art kind of thing.
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah, it's definitely a genre as well.
Out of all the amounts of shows, countless amount of shows that you've played with the OCs, what are some that stick out to you the most? Obviously, I mean, Beck and Brad Pitt allegedly being there.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, one of the funniest ones was when we didn't even get to play at like this place called the old Non Plus Ultra. The cops came before we could even play, shut it down. The venue had to move. It was a nightmare. It felt really bad, but it was pretty memorable.
I mean, I would say so. How many times have the cops come in and broken up a show that you were a part of?
A few with OCs, only once. I think it's happened before, like back in the day before I was in the band. But some of my old bands, when we would play like weird parties and stuff, it would happen. Yeah. There's one time I was in a band with Ray Spelden. He's like from Truanon fame. He's like a host of the podcast. He's like one of my oldest friends. Him and I were in a band called Wild Thing, and we played at a house above a Mexican restaurant in San Francisco. And it was like a chaos, like house party. And someone turned off all the electricity in a breaker, and it like shut down the restaurant and fucked over everybody's credit cards and stuff like that. So the cops came there, and I think some people got arrested. Not me though.
Shit. Have you ever been arrested?
I have, yes.
What is it? If it's not breaching any laws now, was it? Could you divulge in that?
Yeah, I got arrested for vandalism when I was younger in San Francisco.
Ooh, what was it? Tagging or what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Did you have your own tag?
I'm not gonna get. I'm not a snitch, dude. I'm not gonna do that.
All right, you know what? I respect it. Making the place hot, dude. Yeah. Okay. So just once.
Was it just once? I think just once. Yeah, I think I've only been detained once. I think I've been arrested more than once, but only detained the one time.
Okay. Yeah.
I was a shitty punk kid, you know.
Yeah. What drew you to San Francisco to go to school there?
Well, the college I wanted to go to had a lot of the professors were artists I liked, and the school at the time and the city at the time was a little more bohemian and I don't know if reckless is the right word, but just more really free. And the school was like kind of an experimental school. I think like Jerry Garcia went there. Like a lot of people went there, and I was drawn to that. And they gave me like a decent scholarship, so I said fuck it, and I went. And it was like probably the best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was the right time and place for you at that.
Yeah, it was a really good time. It was like, I wouldn't say the tail end, but like it was a handful of years before San Francisco kind of turned into what it kind of is now, which is good and bad things, but it's just kind of a different city than the one that I was drawn to.
Right. How many years did you spend up there?
10. Yeah, 18 to 28.
That's a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then I moved to Ventura, which is like right outside Los Angeles, for like high school and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Man, I mean that's I mean, so did you see the writing on the wall, so to speak, of the changes that were ensuing within San Francisco over that 10 years that you were there?
Yeah.
A decade?
Yeah, you could see it, especially like then I lived in the Mission, and I lived there because it was like cheap and there was like cool bars and venues and stuff. And then that became like at one point like one of the most expensive neighborhoods in the country or something like that. So it was very easy. Once like all we were like the last house on the block with just like punk kids, but it used to be like tons of punk houses and stuff. Yeah, it just like slowly just started a lot of the culture that I liked started kind of just disappearing. The music scene started shrinking too. It used to have this incredible music scene. It still has a good one, but like really, really great. And then it just slowly started like moving. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been interesting though to see the shift. Like, wow, like this is way different than
it was
even like 5 years ago or 7 years ago, whatever the case may be.
It's still a great and special city, definitely. Every time I go there, but it's not exactly what it's not the city I moved there for anymore, I don't think. Right.
Do you feel like LA's been the same city when you left and then came back? Do you feel like it's kind of say the same or in its own right?
It's hard to say because I'm so much older now than when I lived here. I was like a child when I lived here. So I lived on the west side and now I'm on the east side. So it's hard to say. I'm sure it's much different. I mean, everything's getting crazy expensive here too. So
yeah,
who's to say?
Yeah. That's right. Were you exposed to the OCs when you moved up to San Francisco, or did you know about their the band prior to moving up?
I didn't. I was exposed to them when I lived in San Francisco,
Mm.
and I was like, "Who are this?" I was like more into like hardcore and punk, and I was like, "What the fuck is this band?" And then I went and saw them, and was like, "Oh, they're very good." Yeah. And then I became friends with like PD and like a little bit with John and stuff like that, just through like the local music scene. Everyone kind of knew each other.
Yeah. What year is this around?
Probably like 2010, 2011, I'd imagine.
Mm.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So right around that time of like PD being in it, and
Yeah. The
yeah.
the classic lineup with Mike and PD and Bridget, and I think Lars was in it at the time too.
Do you
But they were
consider
from
that, yeah, the classic, is that the classic lineup in your eyes?
kinda, yeah. But I'd see them, they'd play like the really weird tiny venues and it'd just be fun, you know.
Mm.
I was also like, I was a Pink and Brown fan when I was in high school, so I was like aware of John and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Before moving there and seeing him.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Um, do you remember the tap on the shoulder you got from John?
Yeah, I do. I was uh literally driving to Los Angeles from San Francisco, moving, and a mutual friend of ours, texted me and was just like, "Hey, just FYI, like John Dwyer just asked me for your phone number, so I don't know, expect a call from him, I guess." And then just slowly, you know, we started jamming, not OC songs, just started playing music together, getting like beers and stuff like that.
You know, rock star shit.
Yeah, I think he was courting me to see if we got get along, you know.
And he said no, but you ended up going in anyways, right? He's like, this guy, he's
Yeah, I
all
was
right,
like,
but
I was like, you know, I don't have time for this, and he just begged. He had to beg me.
yeah.
No, I was more than happy. Yeah, it's my dream job.
Yeah. Would you have pursued music, I mean, while moving back down? I mean, was that the initial goal, just to get out of San Francisco and come back down and still pursue music?
I was actually kind of gonna like throw in the towel as far as like playing in a lot of bands and stuff. I was just broke, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do prop design or set design in Los Angeles,
Right.
because like it's like I could kind of do that kind of stuff. So I was like in the thought process of being like, I'm done playing in all these fucking punk bands. I'm not making a dime, you know. But fate works in mysterious ways, I guess.
When not to get too specific on it, but was there a point that you kind of switch and you're like, okay, this is a feasible thing I can do to sustain living? I mean, like, do you remember that coming into your life, as in a
I
thought
mean,
process of that?
with the day he told me, like, all right, like, if you want to be in the band, you're in. I was like, oh, and I hated my job, and I went and quit. I think the next day, like on the spot, and then I realized, like, oh, we're not touring for like 6 months, so I got to figure out how to like pay rent for 6 months, and I like maxed out a credit card, I think, and like, you know.
Great, just dive on deep in that debt. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the job that you walked away from?
I was working at a screen printing place, and I love screen printing, but I realized I don't like doing it for other people.
Yeah.
You
want to be your own boss.
I want to be, yeah. So when it comes to stuff like that, like it took all the like love that I have of printmaking and stuff like that, and it just like turned it into like, felt like I was like stamping license plates. It wasn't for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you after that phone call, that the tap on the shoulder, did it rekindle your love of music? And did you ever think back and say like, wow, I was crazy to think about giving this up entirely?
I mean, I always loved playing music and stuff, but I guess I was just gonna like focus more on like a career. I was like approaching being 30 years old. And I was like, I need to like focus on like getting a good job. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I'd be playing music here and there, but not like I was really gung ho in San Francisco, like touring with like little shitty punk bands that I love, but like not making any money. But this was just like an amalgamation of like the perfect storm. It was like, oh, like, you know, it worked out finally.
Sure, just had to stick it out a bit.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy about performing?
I've always been of the belief that like the show's kind of only as good as like the crowd is. So I like getting back, you know, energy from the crowd. It makes me play better. I think it makes all of us play better. It makes the show it's just better. You know, I always can tell that the show's more enjoyable for everybody, us included, if there's like no barrier and people are able to be right at the front of the stage. So that's one of my favorite things about playing music.
The energy.
The energy of the crowd and just like, you know, making like people happy.
And in turn that feeds into your happiness.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a great mutual relationship.
A vicious circle.
Yeah. A happy circle.
All right. That's fine. Sure. Whatever it is for you. From an outside perspective, it's kind of nuts. Do you do anything to warm up before shows?
Yeah. Me and Paul stretch a lot. We're getting old, so lots of stretches. I recently on this last tour got like shin splints well up from playing drums. Like,
and on that concrete.
Yeah, I'm just getting old. Yeah. Got to start putting insoles in my shoes probably.
Yeah. I do. Is that a marker of age in your eyes? It's like when you start switching footwear.
Probably, yeah. Just get some prescription shoes.
From the doctor, man.
Yeah.
Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah.
Do you usually perform in shorts?
I do normally. When I first joined, I remember the first couple shows, I was like, I'm not gonna wear. John was like, you might want to wear shorts, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And then a couple shows in, all my pants just had like salt stains from sweat all over them. So for the most part, I play in shorts because it's just like nonstop heavy hitting drumming. The last couple shows I wore shorts last night, but the two before that at the Troubadour I didn't because it was freezing cold.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
but
wow.
Last night it was a little hotter inside. And I was playing with a mask on. That was a mess.
Oh boy, just against your face there at the end, huh?
It's not as bad as people think, but it's definitely not very comfortable. But it's like doable.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, because I know when I sweat with a mat, it just like goes up against my face, you know.
Yeah.
And that would bug me. But you're a trooper. Your 10 years in San Francisco taught you well. That's what it all led to.
Yeah.
Do you say OCs or the OCs when referencing it?
I still catch myself saying the OCs just because it's like ingrained in my brain. Or I'll like, if someone asks me what band I'm in, I'll say the OCs or some OCs also, like, and didn't just have to explain that there's like been a lot of different name changes.
Yeah, because when you joined, was it still the OCs, right?
It was, yeah.
And were you prompted about the name change, or was it just like, oh, this is?
If I remember right, I don't think I was until like a record came out, and I was like, oh. It's fine. I don't care. But I was like, huh, interested.
Or like you look at a bill, like they fucked up how to spell it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I remember right, I think it was when a record came out, and I didn't. Maybe I missed a text message or something.
Yeah, I got bad cell reception, man. But I'll just send me over the record, and I'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
When you were constantly touring, I mean, because there was a bit of time that you guys were constantly on tour all the time. Did it ever wear on you at all? And did you think like, man, this is just too much?
It's exhausting, but it's great. Like, it's the best job. I don't want to. It's hard to complain about like having like the best job I could ever imagine. but it's definitely taxing. It makes relationships really hard, especially. But it's exhausting. It's nice to come home, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, has that helped with the relationships inside the band to kind of get together and be stronger?
Yeah. We all are a pretty tight knit group these days. And I mean, Tim, I've known Tim forever, way before we were in a band together. Same goes with Paul. So it worked really well. Like I've known Paul and Tim for like 15 years, probably. Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Tim used to play in Ty's band back in the day, and we were all friends back then. So it was like, it works. We're all very close.
It's a lot of great guys in one group, I'll tell you.
I agree.
Do you have an itch to travel though? I mean, from an outside perspective of touring and performing.
No, not at all. Never. Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to explain to people that would be like, "Let's go to Hawaii." I'm like, gotta get on a plane. Like, I just got off a plane. Like, I'd rather not.
It's a whole fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I know. I think that's a pretty common thing with touring musicians, where traveling's not that exciting of an idea. My vacation is like being at home, you know.
that's what you enjoy doing the most.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, no, man, I'm itching to get back home and I'm gonna relax there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna explore the neighborhood because I haven't had enough time to see what's going on over there.
Go get some food and not be on like a time crunch. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you were playing internationally?
Yeah, it was probably 2007, 2008 with a band called Apache, kind of a glam band. Yeah, we went to Europe. It was my first time in Europe.
I remember them.
Yeah, I played with them for a few years.
And what did that was it like one of the first quote unquote real bands that you were a part of that were it's like really doing touring and really putting out records and whatnot?
No, my band with Brace was that was the first band I ever put a record out on with. We went on tour. We did a couple of like US tours and stuff like that. I think you could find our records in the dollar bin somewhere.
No, Discogs, man. It's been going up. I've been checking it.
Oh, is it $3.50 now?
$5 with shipping. No, I'm pulling your leg, Dan. I'm pulling your leg, man. What do you have a favorite country to play outside the US that you like really enjoy going to?
I really like France and Germany. I don't know why. I just love going there.
Do you see new things every time that you go to places that you've already been, or you try to?
Not really. I never have time to really, but I get along well with those countries. I don't know why.
Because they get along with you. It's again the happy circle, vicious circle. That's it all comes back to that.
Yeah.
Do you have some favorite songs to play live with the OC? I say the OCs. I just stick with it.
It's stuck in my head like that. I really like to play Sticky Hawks because it's like a break for me.
Just John usually more mellow.
John will usually throw it in when he'll look over and me and Paul are just like like drenched in sweat, and he's like, "Okay, we'll play this little song."
We might have had this exact conversation 2017, but I don't give a shit. It's just a redo, you know?
Yeah. But I like that song a lot too. It's a really fun song to play.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
I like it. When did you, and correct me if I'm wrong on this what I say this genre is, but your electronic music, I don't know how you would exactly put it. What you're doing solo? Yeah,
all this stuff back here.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
When did you start getting into that kind of music?
I always liked synthesizers but it was always hard. They were like unattainable to me back in the day because I never had more than like $300 at a time. So I always liked it, and I would always find ways to do it with like really cheapo things. And then in high school, I would find weird electronics like speak and spells or anything that had like a voice chip or a noise thing in it, and I would open it up and circuit bend them and start soldering wires and adding switches and knobs and stuff like that. So probably like in high school, I was really into like noise music and experimental music when I was in high school. So that kind of jump started my love for electronic music. And then the last like 10 years is when I started really like buying things and like being a little more serious about it.
That's awesome. So your love of percussion and these synthesizers and whatnot kind of did meet at one point, and were growing, I guess you could say, at the same time, maturing. It's like, I'm into this and I'm into this as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. Then they feel like totally different types of instruments. It's kind of nice to, when I'm not playing drums, to make really quiet, boring music with wires and knobs and stuff.
Is it all improvised every time you play it?
It's like improvised to a point. Like the thing I have set up now, Thomas and I are supposed to play a show together on the 28th, but I have a feeling it might get canceled. It's probably gonna get canceled. But I have it set up so it's kind of random. I have it set up so there's certain scales things are playing in, but it's not necessarily doing it in any order. So and then I'm playing along with a mellotron in those scales, but not. It's like half improvised and half like organized.
Okay, yeah. So best of both. Yeah.
I set it boundaries and then I let it play itself within those boundaries, and time shifts happen on its own and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How important is improvisation within music for you, even outside of synthesizers in drumming?
Oh, tons. We do it all the time in OCs. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's a really good way, in my opinion, to like, I don't know, just learn how to get better at your instrument. Like, I start doing the stuff I would normally never do, like in the studio, because I'm not confident enough to put it on tape. But if we're just improvising live or whatever, I could kind of like try it. And if I fail, Paul's there, so he can kind of cover me. So I really appreciate improvising.
Right. And I mean, is it more times than not that something great comes out of this path that you're going down that you're not really sure where you're going?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Are there plans to release any albums through, your kind of side project you got going on?
I got a bunch of stuff recorded. It's, I don't know. I get nervous sending it to people. I've been saying it for years. I could just try to bug John to put it out, but one of these days, I don't know. I've got more than enough stuff recorded for a record, but who wants to hear you get like music to sleep to, Like,
people have a hard time sleeping, Dan.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Do you suffer from that? Are you well rested guy?
Not so much lately, but normally I'm okay. Yeah.
8 hours?
Yeah, for the most part.
Shit.
The last couple of weeks, not so much, but yeah.
But overall, it's pretty good. That's awesome, man. That's great. What are you like a night guy, or are you more of like a get up early kind of dude?
I'm like I go to sleep at like 3 in the morning usually. I wake up at like, I don't know, 10 or 11.
Man, I wish I could do that. If
no day job. Yeah.
I don't have a day job either, but I just can't. I just have a hard time falling asleep. Like once I'm asleep, it's good, but
I gotta get melatonin.
I tried it. I've done it. It worked out great for a couple, and I don't know where they had the little
gummies.
No, just the liquid, and you grab it. Am I doing it wrong? Tell me.
Get the gummies.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to? Yeah.
I take like 30 milligrams or whatever, something like that. If I can't sleep, I'm having a hard time sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you dabble in the weed to get you to sleep? A lot of people do that.
It depends. I have quite a bit of weed right now. John harvested one of his plants and gave me basically a plant. But I can only smoke weed if everything in my life is perfect. Otherwise, it drives me crazy. My anxiety goes through the roof.
So how often are you smoking weed?
Haven't smoked it in a while.
Shit. Is your side project under your own name, or does it have a name?
I just use my name. Yeah,
Okay.
like Dan Rincon or D Rincon. I don't. There might be a SoundCloud out there. I can't remember. I haven't done anything with it in a while.
It's coming though, eventually.
Yeah, it's mostly just for me. It's a nice hobby.
It's private. It's a private playlist.
Yeah.
Do you pull inspiration from other sources when working with your electronic music rather than percussion?
Oh yeah, tons. Lots of like, just like a lot of cheesy like new age, like ambient music, stuff like that. Then or like if I just hear something, I'm like, what is that? I'll try to see if I can recreate it,
Mm-hmm.
and then do something from that. But yeah, or like, yeah, lots of like, I love ambient music and stuff like that. So I have a lot of records like that. That just kind of, if I get on a trip of listening to those all the time, that's when I get more and more like inspired to try something new.
I mean, this record's gonna be fantastic. I can already tell you that.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, we'll listen to it. We'll hear
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
People are gonna go crazy on Reddit for it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Bring a pillow.
Is there anyone that you would like to work with on your personal project? Like, is there something like, I would love to work with this person to make some music?
This guy John works with him sometimes. So does Thomas. He's one of the co-owners of Zebulon. His name's Jose. He's like a fantastic improv sax player. So that'd be nice. He'd be nice to like kind of give him like a scale and just have him fucking go crazy.
Noodle over it.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Are you trained in playing the piano or playing drums?
No, all self-taught. I'm not a great pianist. I can fake it, but I'm not very good. And drums, like none of my technique is proper. I reported with somebody a while ago that was real into like proper drum stuff, and he's like, you don't even hold there's like a couple of different styles of holding sticks, and he's like, you don't hold your sticks like any of the styles, like it's not the proper way to play. I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like, also your seat's way too high for where your drums are at, and you're using like rides as crashes. Like, yeah, I'm super self-taught. No, I'm not doing any of it properly. I'm probably tuning all wrong, but I like the way it sounds. So.
Right. It's so interesting for you to say that, because Paul also said that he was just self-taught, and whatever you guys did to teach your guys selves, it's amazing. It's great. It works out perfectly.
Him and I tune our drums literally the opposite way too. Like he tunes his drums completely different than I do, which I think is why it works. You know, like, and he has a totally different style of drumming than I do. So I think it complements. It like works because of that.
It meshes together so perfectly. Yeah. I mean, it's really funny to hear that. I mean, because you guys are looked at as great drummers, and most great drummers are like super, like very technical, like, you know, like what's that guy's name? Purdy. Yeah. It's like, you know, you look at somebody like that, and then it's you guys, which are in my eyes equal level, because that's just insane how you guys do that stuff. I don't know how you are with compliments, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways, whether you like it or not, Dan.
I'm just winging it up there. Yeah,
it's working out.
That's good to hear. Yeah.
Is there a creative project that could, outside of music, that could take the place of music in your life?
That's a really good question.
I appreciate it. I try to get one in each, maybe every 3 episodes, so it's about time.
I don't know. I mean, I really like graphic design and sculpture and stuff like that. So that, I mean, that would be nice. I don't know. I mean, I really wanted to do set design before I got this job. So I like interior decoration and stuff like that. So probably something like that. Like,
would you be down to get like HGTV TV show?
That'd be funny. That'd be a dumbass show.
That'd be tight, I think, dude. Just smoking weed, like, we should do that.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Look
look at this crazy poster I found. That would go great over there. Look at all this stuff.
Oh, you don't like it, dude? Turn out the lights, dude. It glows.
Yeah,
It's rad. You're gonna love it,
or
dude.
like, oh, if I could like if I could start like a junk shop, that'd be cool. Yeah, or John always makes a joke. He's like, if you had your own like cable access show, because on tour, apparently I'm always just like, wow, like check that out. Like, look at that thing over there. Like stuff like that. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Just bring people on. You're like, man, all right.
They just drive around. I'm like, look at that statue. Isn't that wild? Yeah, that would be it. My cable access show. Check that out with Dan Rincon.
People would love it.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd watch it.
You should be checking stuff out. Yeah, why wouldn't you like it?
Yeah, be like, wow, get a load of that. Well, I wonder how long it's been there. Yeah.
What is it about music that has made you want to put all your creativeness into it?
I just grew up with it. Like my dad is a musician. Grew up listening to good music with him, or quote unquote good music. But it's like the only thing I know, really. I'm a dumbass. Like, like all I know, literally the only good thing I'm good at is playing music. It's like I was raised on it. My dad, as early as I can remember, always asked me like if I wanted to play musical, like play an instrument. I'm like, what kind? What do you, and he like got me guitar, and that I couldn't really figure that out. He's a really great guitar player. And then tried a bass, and then like I think his brother was a drummer, and I think his brother gave me like a hand-me-down drum set, and it just like clicked. So it's just been my life for as long as I can remember. I grew up in it. Yeah.
If your dad didn't expose you to this music, do you think that you would have fell into it on your own at some point?
I'd imagine so. I think I would have found like counterculture either way.
Was there something that exposed you to that? I mean, before going to San Francisco, that you're like, oh, there is something else that's not everybody's privy to?
Yeah, probably drugs. Was what exposed me to it.
Were you smoking weed a lot as a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, so your life was perfect, dude.
Yeah. I had hair down to my nipples. I was smoking weed all the time. Yeah. I drove a Volkswagen bus.
You're just doing it.
Yeah.
It's a Donovan song.
Yeah, right.
Do you and were you a big drinker when you were a kid as well?
Yeah, I was. In high school,
I know. I know.
Yeah, I fell into like the punk world, the underground rock world, like, so I partied, never got too bad or anything like that, but like, you gotta dip your toes, I guess, when you're young and make mistakes.
Make mistakes to learn from them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how life is.
Yeah.
You're just doing it early. Get out of the way. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Or that is good to do every once in a while.
Yeah.
Make your own choices.
Yeah, it taught me how to now do whatever I want manageably. I could manage what I want to do. But back then it was like, I don't know. What's Southern Comfort? Like I could drink a bottle of that,
And you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And then my friend, I remember this. So I had a 1970 Volkswagen bus. It was sparkly teal. I was probably 17, and I drank like an entire bottle of Southern Comfort. And then my friend who was with me, he was like, didn't really drink. He had to drive me home. He kind of knew how to drive stick shift. And apparently I was just puking out the side of it. And then, so he dropped me off at his house. He lived around the corner. So he just walked home. And then my parents the next day were like, why is there puke all like splattered across the side of your van? Like, I had too much, but I was, if you notice, it was on the passenger side. Like I wasn't driving. Like,
yeah, how do you think it got home? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's when it kind of sucks to have a bus, dude. Because when you open up that door, or is on the driver's side, it's just.
I think the door, the big door was on the passenger side.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, you're screwed when you open it up, and then it's gonna trip all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother's a big Volkswagen guy.
I've had a couple. Yeah.
He loves it. It's a problem. It's a problem. We used to talk about music a lot, and now it's just Volkswagens with them.
They're great cars. I've had a few bugs. I've had that bust. Now I have like a newer Volkswagen because the last bug I had, it was a 1968. I blew up the engine, and then I was on the 134. I blew it up, and then I found a guy that would fix it apparently, and then I took it to a shop. He ended up stealing the engine and skipping town. There was 3 other people trying to find him. His shop was all vandalized and like shut down. So he was just like some weird con artist that like stole Volkswagen motors. So then I saw in his lot, my Volkswagen was still there, but it was gutted. So I think I had to break in with my dad and bring my dad's truck with like a tow bar and like steal my car back without an engine. That was the last old Volkswagen I had. Then I bought a newer one.
What an oddly specific grifter he is. Just Volkswagens.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck him. Yeah. Can't have anything nice.
I think his name was Gerard.
Let's fucking
if you're out there.
Fuck you, Gerard. Yeah. Gerard.
I got a hold of some like a class action lawsuit, got a hold of me because of him. And they think he might have ran off to Mexico.
So you're planning a trip out there?
Yeah. He was just some weird dude, like a surfer guy, but apparently he was like a scam artist.
That's not chill, man.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Ballparking this number, unless you have it in your hand, in your head there. How many albums have you played on for the OCs?
I think like 5 or 6 just normal LPs, then live records at least like 4 or 5. I think 5 live records, and then EP, I don't know, ballpark probably like 13.
Man,
like releases.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I think like 6, maybe 6 full real deal studio sessions, and then we've done like quick and dirty things here and there, but like in live stuff. But yeah, I have a large handful.
Do you have a favorite?
I really like Orc. That was a really fun one to write too. That was when that was Paul's first one too, and we had it I think half written before Paul joined, and then a couple of the songs he was like, "Fuck yeah, this fucking rocks!" Like that was a really fun record to record. And Protein Threat, I really like that one too.
Is that how you say that? Protein? I
think so. I thought it was. I think I'm not really sure, but I think that's an underrated gem. I think that's a really good record. Really proud of that record.
Good, as you should be.
Yeah.
When there's multiple albums being released at like right around the same time, are you guys constantly recording it at one time, or is it kind of separate sessions? So it's like, this is this album, this is this album, this is this album.
It kind of depends. There was an Onion article, or not Onion, the Hard Times article that was like, new OC's record somehow comes out before new OC's record, and then it actually happened. Like we had a record that was like with a release date that we announced, and then I think it was Metamorphosed or whatever was like came out right before it. So it was like a new record. But that, I think it was just like happenstance. Like we had been working on a new record, and I think it was getting wrapped up, or maybe it was getting pressed. And then the Metamorphose was like older sessions that were sent off to someone else that wanted to put it out. And the timing just lined up. So we like made the article come true. But we usually work on one thing at a time. But I think because Castleface didn't do Metamorphose, it just happened to come out when it did.
Yeah. Is it hard for you for sometimes to like kind of remember how one song goes? I mean, because there's so many songs. Is it hard to be like, okay, this is at this I mean, whatever, this is at this BPM or however you look at it?
It's not as hard as you'd think. Like when we did some of those, like during the pandemic, we did those live sessions, and then we did Red Rocks, and those are all like very different sets of songs. Some of the songs I hadn't played since we recorded them. Like so a lot of those songs we never played live, and it weirdly is like just stuck in the back of your brain. Like I kind of like after playing it once, I was like, oh, I remember what I did here. Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, I don't know what it is. It's weird music shit where it just kind of sticks with you, muscle memory or something.
That's tricky. It seems
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Like we played fucking, I can't remember what it's called. We played at Red Rocks, but it's like really long and it has like a 4.5-minute intro. And we were like, we're never gonna be able to play this live. Like we don't even remember what we did in the studio. I think we like wrote it in the studio, and then like it immediately, the first take was like, that was pretty good. Like, or the first practice of it.
Right. For everyone, like everyone's on board with it. It's like, okay, this is wow.
Yeah.
Your luck, Dan, is just wild. How was playing Red Rocks, and what was your experience there?
Oh, it was great. We played there once before opening up for Portugal the Man, oddly enough. And I've always, me and Paul have like always wanted to play there. I'm actually propping my phone on a little Red Rocks like award they give you if you sell it out. Here, I'll show you.
Let's see it. I mean, John Denver still has. Oh my! Look at that.
But
you and Johnny
perfectly. But
were you looking around the room to find something to prop it up on? You're like, this would work.
Like, that'll work because there's a little slit in it where
I
can put like my headphone thing and stuff. But
perfect.
So the first time I played it, it was obviously a treat. It was like I've always wanted to play there. It's, in my opinion, the world's most beautiful venue. It's very special. So it was great, and I was like, all right, I finally got to do it. Even though that we were opening for someone, I was very grateful to play. It was really nice of them to ask us. And then when we got the offer to do it again, but our own show, it was like an unbelievable honor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's been a trip.
And it was our first live show in almost 2 years. So
I was
yeah. But I was like very nervous.
I bet. I mean, that just the anxiety or whatever goes through your mind. What are your feelings the day of a show going into it?
It really depends on the venue. But I usually wake up pretty like pumped,
After your 8 hours, melatonin is in.
Yeah.
Maybe smoke a little bit of weed since you're pumped.
Yeah. But like Red Rocks, I was nervous. I always get scared to play the Troxy in London for some reason.
Because it's not France or Germany. You said France or Germany. That's where.
That's right.
That's your place. You didn't say England.
Yeah.
Do you? Is there certain things that you look to do if you do have an extra minute? Like, I would like to go experience this in this country or that in this country.
I really want to go to South Korea. I'd really love to go there and eat food. That's like a big one for some reason. Like I don't know if we'll ever get to play there. I think John might have played there once before, but I would love to do that.
Of course.
I always wanted to go to Iceland and go to the Blue Lagoon, and then we got to do it and got to go to the Blue Lagoon. So I got to do that and work at the same time, which is really nice. But
beautiful place, Iceland, man. Yeah,
it's a trip. It's crazy. We were there for I think 4 days, and it never got dark. The sun was up. Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time you were on. Did you drink? It was something about you like drinking. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to bed," and you're like, "Oh, it's only such and such."
Oh yeah.
Hour.
I was like, "I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight," and then I think Tim was like, "Dude, it's like 1:30 in the morning." And it's like, "Oh, I thought it was like 8." Yeah.
Are you able to maybe this is another one that I've asked, but I really don't give a shit at this point, Dan, and I don't care what Reddit has to say. Yeah, we're fucking out there. Would you, because I think that John doesn't like you guys like drinking before, right?
Yeah, we don't really. We have a couple drinks, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. Would you be able to do your job, like performing wise, of course, after a few drinks, being a little bit tossed up?
I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do it as well. I like to get a little loose. Like I'll have like one or two cocktails before I play, just to like not be so stiff. But like I gotta be on with Paul, so I can't do anything that's gonna like fuck that up. Really,
right?
We have to be on the same level. So out of respect for the whole band and playing with Paul, like we try to keep it pretty level.
So like half a bottle of Southern Comfort instead of
Yeah,
a whole.
half a bottle instead of a whole bottle.
Is it what is the process of bringing kits and stuff over to England, or are you renting it at whatever?
We have like a rental. Our agent out there has like also like a warehouse with all this rental gear, and I think we just have like a section of the warehouse with our gear. So I've been playing the same drum set out there for like 7 years. I don't know if other bands use it. I think I might be the only person that uses it. I'm not really sure. So I kind of just consider it my drum set at this point. And then John, for he likes certain specific cabinets that he uses. And our sound guy, a European sound guy, is like a genius electrician, and he just made them for him. So he made clones of these cabinets that John has in America, and we just keep them in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah. I bring my cymbals and my snares and stuff like that, but
yeah. Oh, okay.
I would like to find a Vistalite set out there. I'm sure I could do it. I just haven't. I'm lazy. Haven't looked.
It's probably out there.
Oh yeah.
I'll say I have a collection, but it's a private collection, so I can't really. It's from I bid it on a lot of them myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're just hoarding them away.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make the market go up. I'm not trying to sell. I'm just trying to really just flood the market. A little bit insider trading.
Okay, I see. I got you. All right.
I'm trying to implement that.
Drop me a line when the podcast is over.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's a whole commission. I had to go to the board on this. It's a huge operation. From your perspective now, what do you think attracts people to the OC's music?
I have no idea. Yeah, probably maybe our live show. I don't know. It's like so. I really love it because it is so like out there. I always think it's like just super out there and weird. So maybe that's it. I'm not sure. It's a little bit of everything, which I appreciate. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I'd say our live show more than anything.
Do you have a favorite venue that is outside of major cities with obviously within the US that you really like going to, like somewhere in Cincinnati or somewhere in, I don't know, Dayton?
I really like this place in Cleveland. Fuck, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but there's a really great little venue that we play in Cleveland that has an amazing like junk shop / record store in the basement. For the life of me, I can't remember what it's called. I don't know why, because I'm under pressure right now. But
it's palpable here, Dan. I try to really hone in on my guests and make them feel uncomfortable. This is like it's not an interview, it's more of like an interrogation.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you do that? Yeah. So that's kind of the vibe I'm trying to give off right now.
But fuck, what's it called? Not the Gothic Theater. I can't remember, but we play there every year, and it's really great, really fun. Everyone's really nice. They always give us like a really nice home cooked meal. There's like the green room is like a speakeasy in the basement that has like an old jukebox. It's really, really fun. I always find killer records and weird knickknacks, the little store they have. It's just like a really, really pleasurable place to play. What
is the allotted bag space that you leave for trinkets and whatnot?
There's not that much room, so I have to be smart of what I buy, and I try not to buy that much glassware. But there are the sprinters we tour, and there are like little pockets of like shelf space, so sometimes I fill one of those with some stuff,
some knickknacks.
Yeah, but when I'm flying, there's not much space, but when we're driving, it's not that bad.
What is the most difficult? What has been the most difficult thing you've tried to bring back from overseas?
I brought this weird thing from Japan back. That's hard to explain what it is, but it looks like a big wall clock, but you turn it on and there's like different spiral things that like spin around each other, and it's super psychedelic, but it's really large. But I found it when we were in Japan. I had to have it.
And did it stay intact the whole time?
Yeah, it's on my wall over there.
Oh, tight. Awesome. It looks good.
It still works. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Is there where else would you like to perform besides South Korea?
I'd like to go to Alaska.
Be cool.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
We tried, and then again, I think John's played there before, but I've never been. I think we were working on it, and then all the like pandemic stuff happened. I've heard it, like it's like from what I've heard of friends that play there, they're like, you could be literally any band, and people are just like, we're going to the fucking concert tonight. And like I've heard it's just a blast.
I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you could even feel it in like a small town. I bet, like here, like in the continental United States, of like such and such is coming to this. Well, we're gonna go see him. You know?
Yeah, I really, really would love to go there, and I'd really love to spend a couple days there because it seems beautiful.
Is there anything you want to check out specifically that specifically draws you there?
Like glaciers and stuff. It looks cool.
You didn't see enough of them in Iceland?
No, it was summer.
All right. I didn't like the answer, but that's fine. That is the answer.
Isn't Iceland's green? Greenland's got ice.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But Iceland doesn't. No, Iceland has snow too, right?
Not when I was there. It was sunny the whole time.
I know. You were drinking 1 a.m. You thought it was 8.
Yeah.
What musician or band do you find yourself most often going back to and listening to, and like, this is just so great?
Thin Lizzy. Yeah, I think they're the greatest rock band to ever exist,
hands down.
Yeah, in my opinion, Thin Lizzy would probably be it. Yeah.
Is there something that draws you to them? I mean,
Brian Downey is like I think a really great drummer. He's like one of my big influences for when it comes to like rock drummer. He's really elegant, like has just a kind of elegant drummer. And the way Phil Lynott like writes and his lyric, the way he like approaches lyrics is just really like something else. I just think they're great, all around great band.
I think a lot of people agree with you with that.
Yeah,
that statement there. Me,
not so much.
I do too. Okay, can I finish?
Yeah.
Have you seen a live concert that brought a new appreciation to the band that you saw?
Wow. I don't know. I'm sure there has been. I remember the band we just played with, Gustav. I remember the first time I saw them and was like, oh, this is like one of the best like current bands I've seen in a long time. And they're doing something kind of cool and different. So that was something. I was like, this is like, as far as like contemporary bands go, it's like they're doing something really cool.
It's tight. It's good.
Yeah.
Gustav, you said, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Is there an album that you did not like back whenever you first listened to it and then revisited and you're like, this is a great album?
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of like classic rock stuff. Like JJK. I always liked Thin Lizzy, but like people like JJ Cale, I was just like, what is this? I was like more of like a punk back then, and then now that I'm older, like I fucking love him. Even like just like it's boring, but like the Beatles, like I love the Beatles now. But when I was young, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these guys. A lot of stuff like that. The Byrds, things like that. Bob Dylan, shit like that.
Stones or Beatles overall?
Beatles.
Was it at one point Stones?
It was when I was more of like a long hair guy, but now that I'm
Van guy.
But now I'm more of a Beatles head. Underrated group, those guys.
No, the Beatles, yeah. Not a lot of people talking about them. Do you what is like a classic rock band that is underappreciated today? Obviously, besides the Beatles, aside from the Beatles.
Probably the Flaming Groovies, probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I said Flaming Groovies.
I'd say the Kinks. I mean, like they do have a lot of success and people do know who they are, but constantly I find new Kinks songs that I didn't know. That's like, this is a great song. I mean, it seems like an endless plethora
I remember one song in particular. There was called "Lazy Old Sun" that I'd never heard, and when I heard it, it like blew my mind.
I don't even know about that song.
It's a great song, "Lazy Old Sun." You should, after this, you should listen to it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Special orders. Dan, thank you so much, dude, for coming back
my
on.
pleasure.
Yeah. I need to have you on more often because it's been way too long.
It's been a while
since we last chatted. 2017, man.
I know, a world ago.
But now I've become more professional since then, which is not really professional at all. I like to wrap it up with some promo. Obviously, everybody can find the OC's music on all streaming platforms, and at castlefacerecords.com is where you could buy some vinyl if it's still there, or CDs at least. And the people can go visit your Zebulon session on YouTube. I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
and a fun one. So it's gonna tide you over until the record comes out, and it's gonna be soon, right?
Probably 5-6 years, something like that.
Well, I heard that you were the one who was kind of holding up all this vinyl making stuff.
Yeah, so I had to get 6 million copies pressed immediately.
Is there anything else we gotta promote before I cut you loose here, Dan?
Just take care of yourself. I got nothing to promote. Yeah.
And smoke weed when your life is going well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Take it easy.
See ya.